Sweet, 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 sweet chariot, coming far to carry me home, carry me home.
It's a beautiful Friday afternoon, and still joining me in studio is JD as well as Fire16. It is great to have you here. Now, Fire, we had you in last time, I think last year. That was when Fire16 has his shades on. We had you last year when you dropped That's on Lee, That's for Lee.
Yes, right. That's
And
right.
we're back in, and you have another single, or not single, but you have another song out called Unmistakeably here. Now let's dive into this particular song, and here you feature JD as well. And let's dive into the narrative of this particular song and why you thought JD would be a perfect match for this song.
That's a deep question. why did I think you would be? I don't know. So I was working on the song actually with Anthony Rudowan, and he's the one who made the beat. He produced the beat, and yeah, he suggested someone. I was looking for a vocalist, and then he was like, "I know someone, bro." And then he sent me like a clip of JD. She actually raps.
Yeah, JD raps.
She raps, just doing like some bars in this clip. I'm like, yo, she's talking about Zion. She's deep. So I was like, okay. And then, I was like, okay, let's try.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how willing she would be, but she was like, okay, what time? And then, boom. Next thing you know, she's there. We're talking and we could relate. And then she just jumped on it.
Yeah.
And her vocals were perfect. Like, it was just the perfect. Like, when they say God has put everything together, that's an example. Like, yeah.
Wow. Now, JD, what was it like working with Fire16? Now, he did mention that you also rap, but in this song, you're actually singing. And I must say, I wouldn't have thought you would rap. I was just like, wow, her voice is fantastic. So what was the creative process between the two of you? Did you guys have creative differences? What was the process like?
So Anthony, like you said, Ridwan, he was the guy who introduced us. And, I've seen some of his work. He's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And personally, I haven't put anything out there, like I said earlier. And so working with him was a little bit, it's like, okay, it's a little bit of pressure because obviously you know that this person has standards. But then I thought to myself, I also have standards and I could bring a little bit of value to the project. And like you said, we clicked on certain things as we spoke and, just things that we go through as people, as artists. And one of our main goals was to inspire, but to also be real about what people are going through, and, talk about that. And I think as all artists tell you, like, you speak through your art from where you are, and then you have your direction to where you're going. And so we just met, our paths crossed in that place, and we were able to share that and bring it together, bring out a message, and that's how the song was birthed.
In the music video, it's a close-up with your face and you're singing, and it seems like you feel every word you're talking about. So let's dive into that, the message behind the song.
So I have a personal motto that I also live by. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And so I think one of the reasons why I haven't put anything out there is because I want to make sure whatever is out there is authentic, it's real, and it's deep. And those words, each of those words, it's not just, a song for hype or whatever. It's something that I've honestly felt, and I've seen other people feel it. And in working with wellness and helping people to get from the place where they are emotionally or mentally, it's something that I've experienced around me and in me.
Yeah.
And so I was able to tap into that and bring it to the light. And even as the visuals, it was insane. I only saw the visuals afterwards.
Really?
And I'm like,
I hate
that...
them.
Yeah, I was like, it looks like I'm burning and, it's on fire. And that's many times how I felt on the inside. People have this thing where they see you on social media or whatever, or they see your gifts or your talents and they think, oh, wow, you made it. And like, I want to be like you. And you're like, you don't know the fire that I've had to go through. You don't know the process. And it's not to scare people away, but it's to be like, it's the fire that makes something better out of you. Gold has to go through fire to be refined.
Yeah.
And I think it's just important that we acknowledge where we are so that we can know, okay, this is how I'm going to get to where I need to be.
Exactly.
And so that was it for me.
Wow. I grew up listening to a lot of rap. I think we've had that discussion before. I grew up was listening to you as well, And I was listening to some of your verses or your verses within the song, and I noticed you didn't just dive into casual stuff. You dove deep into your story as well. You spoke about your dad as well, and how sometimes when you hear the phone ring and it's him calling, it's such a weird exchange over there. And then you also speak about having to be a man in certain situations whereby certain things are required of you and you can't cry, there's no sympathy for you, you have to be man in that dynamic. So let's dive into that message in the song.
Yeah.
And also, how does one navigate that situation, and then like JD say, use the fire to bring out something that is as good.
But he's my father, he's my dad, and I still have to love him. And so like part of the song is me just I even say in the lyric, I'm like, humans make me angry, so I do get angry, and I'm like crying out to God, like please help me see past that. But one thing is like JD said, we all, there's no perfection, like there's the real side of things. And so I'm like, like I have these issues and going on. So in the lyrics, I'm also like, God, please help me take this mask off, because I don't want to be fake. I want to be real. I want to talk about, my relationship issues with my dad or my wife or my kids, whatever it is, because we're just like that. And so, and that's that. And funny thing as well, the lyric that you say now about, me sort of crying out for help, like people looking up to me as a man, or you in general as a man. Like there's always that pressure, like I gotta be the man. And I was thinking, actually this song, wanted to release it at a later stage but like there was actually an artist that passed on in the industry like maybe 2 months ago or so. And rest in peace to Ali, that dude. I never knew him personally. But like it just hit me. I'm like, yo, this guy's a man. I wonder what pressures he had on his mind. I wonder why he had to go that way, And so I thought, like, like us as men, we hide stuff. And we've heard this so many times, but it's true. We hide stuff, and we need to talk about stuff. I've got issues with my dad. I got issues with this and this. So I'm like crying out in the song, like, God, please come through. Help me to be real, not to hide my imperfections. And then also in that being said, please help me get through these struggles and just be a better person as well. So the song is basically called Unmistakeably here because at the end of the video there's a scripture, it's Jeremiah 29:11. It says I've plans for you. So like, don't give up, don't be down about things. God wants us to succeed, to prosper. So regardless of what we're going through, let's just fight it. Let's get through it. Let's cry out to God.
Exactly. And that's the thing I love about your music is that, there's a lot of sad songs out there, and a lot of sad songs end sad, they don't end with a solution, And I love about your music, there's a part where you say, give your troubles to your maker, I love the scripture, and that's one of my favorite scriptures. I can quote it from, and then you also did mention, you spoke about releasing your rivals.
Right, exactly.
I'd like to dive into that line because I resonate with it, but I might have a different understanding. That's the thing about art, let's talk about that.
Okay, so I don't even know why I said that in the first place. I was just trying to rhyme, maybe.
You're just cooking without knowing.
When did I say that? When did I say that? I'm trying to go back.
Enemy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get to when I said that. Even though it was just a rhyme, but the idea was just like let go of like whatever is bothering you type of thing, your enemies, your rivals, the people that compete against you and that you compete with. Like, sometimes we want to be in people's positions and we do things to hurt them. So like, I think I was coming from that place and I felt like, I need to let go of people that try to hurt me because they admired something, or vice versa. I also need to let go of stuff that I admire of other people, and I'm trying to bring them down because I want to have what they have. So that was the idea behind that. Release my rivals.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I don't know why. What did you said you had a different I don't know.
I saw it as I think sometimes we compete with people that are not competing with us.
Right.
So then we hold ourselves to their standards.
Right.
And then instead of being genuinely you're trying to be them.
Exactly.
So it's like release the rival, the person you're competing with that is within just your sphere and your brain. So release them so that you can, live within what you're supposed to do rather than what other people are supposed to do. That's what I got from it. But it's art. I remember back in the day when I was in high school, there was this teacher our English teacher, you have to analyze poems and stories.
Right.
And there was a red car, and she's like, why is the car red? It maybe means this and that, and sometimes the car is just red.
It's just red. You're thinking too much.
Exactly.
Right.
Now,
Wow.
Fire16, I'd like to also dive into, you being the rapper in the song, the musician,
Yeah.
but also being the guy that edits the music video, the guy that looks at the shots and the lighting and all that jazz. How do you navigate being an all-around artist like that?
It's tough. How do I do it? So we actually had to shoot this video last year when we did the song, remember? And JD had these crazy ideas. She was like, you know what? What I loved about JD is she was very artistic when she spoke, especially it's Christian related music. And so a lot of people come from a place where no, you can't do that in a Christian song. No, you can't paint your face. It looks like a
Sangoma.
Sangoma. There you go. That's exactly, you see? I didn't say it. He said it. So no, people are gonna, we come from places like that. But JD was so open. I was listening to how she thinks, and she's like, you know what, we can get some paint, splash on the walls, go crazy, go on the hill, blah, blah, blah. She had all these cool ideas. I was like, wow, I really want to work with JD now because she's thinking creativity, So she had these ideas, and even though they didn't happen, but part of the video that we shot was some of our ideas actually, because we had this place to be in a room with some paint, but we're like, okay, let's just go in a studio and do that.
Yeah.
And if we can't splash paint, let's paint it on the face, So I had this picture of a painting, and I was like, JD, would you be cool with, because I had to ask her, would you be cool with the painting on your face? And she was like, yeah, let's do it, So we didn't know we're looking for a makeup artist. It's so expensive and but we're just like, okay, we have someone here. Let's do it. Let's get creative.
Yeah.
And then she jumped on it. So it was pretty cool. It was just cool because you had these people that could listen and understand the vision, and they were just like, you know what, let's do it, and they ran with it. And I was very happy when I got to sit down and go through the footage. I was looking for mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did Francis mess up now? Who didn't do,
Yeah.
But then it was clean. Just wow, okay, they got the vision. Boom. Yeah. So it's usually a challenge in getting people to understand the vision, because I wish I could just hold it.
Do it yourself. Yeah.
But I can't. So thank God, everyone was on the same page. Yeah.
Exactly. One in spirit, basically.
Yeah, and JD's a vibe. That day we shot 2 music videos.
Wow.
So we actually shot 2 music videos on the same day, back to back. So we have another special.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask JD because Fire16 keeps describing how great you are, in the studio, artistically speaking. And I wanted to ask, you say you haven't released stuff because you're very, curated in the things you do. When can we expect something new from you?
So at this moment, I'm still growing and serving other people's visions and helping them, bring to life what they have envisioned. And my time is coming soon. We're already talking. Fire16 said, there's some things that I have buried under rocks.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking of taking them out, dusting them off, and seeing where I can bring out the best of them and maybe release them. So maybe sometime soon, maybe still in the first half of this year. That's
there we go.
before it's done. Yeah.
Okay, we're hoping and we are here for it as soon as you're ready. Just say, Arthur, I'm ready. With that
we'll also
said,
support your vision.
Imagine your baby.
Exactly too. Okay, now we're running out of time. I see KFC wants to interrupt our session. Before we end this one here, because I also have to go and Paul has to come in. JD, how can we catch you on social media? We know Fire16. We are very much used to Fire. Where can we catch you if you'd like to be part of your journey and part of your release?
Okay, so JD actually stands for Jean Dene.
Jean Dene.
Yes, so I am Jean Dene. That is my socials. That's IAMJEANNEDANE E.
Yeah.
That's very long.
I am.
But yeah, so I'm Jean Dene, and that's what I'm doing on all my social media platforms. My surname is Yanari, if that's easier to look for me, like the month in Afrikaans.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in Afrikaans.
Oh,
Yeah.
Januari.
Yeah, Januari. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are looking for me, that's where I'll be at. And if you fail to find me, just go on Fire16's page. He's tagged me in most of his stuff.
You'll
so
see,
you'll
it's
find
JD
me.
all over, you know? Like, JD.
Now, before I let you guys go, on Fresh FM we do things the right way, and the right way is the live way. Fire, I thought you could escape this one. So I always, I love
That's
rap.
true.
As I mentioned earlier, I love rap.
Yeah.
You know, and what I love doing is when I have a rapper in studio. Back in the day, there was this thing I forgot the name of it, but they used to put a metronome on. And the rappers would go bar for bar for bar for bar. So I'd like Fire to spit one of the verses from your new song on a metronome as we wrap up. For me, it's Adios. From JD, it's
Goodbye.
and from Fire16, it's
Bars. Nothing feels steady. I done cried for a gateway. You say the other side green, I see turquoise. Nothing feels right. It just keep on going sideways. Been taking it easy to ensure the bars race. Lord, you won't fall back. Take it up like 4-5. Keep me fortified. Please hide my teary eyes. These humans awaken all the anger in my soul. Can't take it no more. I just wanna let it go. Need some healing itching every time that my dad rings. Picking up these calls had me and my soul cringe. Loopholes in the system, my relation got loose ends. Not another day, I don't wanna see my therapist. No one asking me 16, you alright? I just gotta keep on coping cause I'm supposed to be a man, huh? God, I'm feeling hopeless. I can't keep up with this mask on. Remind me of my purpose, going places like a passport. Shout out to Francis.
It was fantastic. It was chilled. It was relaxed. It was deep. I didn't expect us, to go a little bit deeper. I actually would like us to go a little bit deeper into like breaking open the lyrics and the stuff, what the song is about.
Yeah.
Because it's so much depth.
Right.
And
right.
I'm glad that Arthur actually caught that, There's
I
a
was
lot that he
I was
caught.
also quite impressed. I was like, wait, he listened to the song.
listened.
Like, I always feel special when people listen to songs like that because they're like, okay, but you actually felt the effort that was put into that, And he was able to remember stuff. I'm like, I almost said, dude, where are you reading from? Because I'm like forgetting my lyrics there. I'm like, where is he reading that from? That was impressive, yeah. Reading, like getting deep into lyrics is really a good idea. Yeah. Because when he asked those questions, I started to think, but where did that come from? Yeah. So
I think we
even
should have like an
yeah.
unpacking session.
That should be
We
cool.
unpack the song,
Yeah.
take it piece by piece. And
Yes,
it
yes.
speaks so much to people.
Right.
But if you guys want to check
Yeah.
out the video, make sure you tune into YouTube. That is subscribe.
At Fire16, Fire16.
Yes.
Subscribe, check out the video. Even
Check
if
it
you don't subscribe, just go watch.
Yeah, it's
My-
insane.
It's insane.
It's insane. Level
it's
on a
fire.
whole
Hey.
never level. Have you watched
Hey.
that video?
No.